Redshirt senior guard Patrick Cole joining us now. If you'd like to make an opening statement.
Life is 10% of, what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. And like I told you yesterday, we'll be sitting here talking about something else. Like I said yesterday, I chalked it up to rust. I mean, we haven't played in a while. Tonight you saw a totally different team, a more together team. We always gonna be well prepared, so that didn't change. But you saw a team that wanted to bounce back and start this this winning run in the MEAC.
I give you credit. You did say that last night, but like I asked Juan, what was the last 24 hours like? Did you tell the difference between you left to you guys got here today?
Honestly, with this team is like I said, we never get too down on losses. We obviously go back and talk about the things we could have did differently within each other, and I feel like that's the biggest difference from this year and last year's team and the other teams I've been on. Normally when we lose is like if we were supposed to lose or we used to losing, and our record reflected that, so it wouldn't be really any talk about why we lost. But last night when we lost, we went back and talked about things we could have did differently amongst each other without the coaches, back in the dorm room. So the conversation around campus and with us is just much more focused on basketball. So coming back playing this game wasn't no pressure to win, wasn't any pressure to lose. It was just coming back, bouncing back, getting your first one in the MEAC, and now we have to sustain that level of energy that we played with tonight.
You guys had to respond a different way too when they cut the lead back to single digits.
Yeah.
And then just like that, you had another 17-point lead.
Yeah.
Talk about that sequence.
I said a little earlier in the year when we played Missouri, I feel like we just never rattled about runs. It's something about our team. I guess it's probably because we're the oldest team, but like runs don't rattle us. Basketball is a game of runs. Teams are gonna score. I mean, I've never heard of someone held to 0 points. So it's gonna happen. It's just how you respond to it. And when Coach called that timeout after I think Juan tried to throw the lob. McIntyre, I think that's his last name. He stole it and laid it up. Called the timeout. Coach said we're fine. We gotta be better. He obviously showed us some things in our press. Came back out and went back up 17. So it's like we just don't get rattled, and I like that because that's definitely gonna help in March.
It's funny. I just asked Dewan this. I'm used to it right here too. He said, "When you guys listen," I mean, it sounds simple enough. Like it's your coach. You're supposed to listen to him.
Yeah.
What's the issue there sometimes?
I mean, it's when you're playing. It's like sometimes there's improvisations that you have to make. Like coach might say one thing, but if somebody's doing something else, it's like, what I mean? It's always improvisations. But listening, as far as like when coach tell you to do something, and as far as listening with our energy and about coming out and about how he told us that this team was gonna about how Del State was gonna come out and smack us in the mouth if we didn't play with energy. I feel like listening to that extent is very important because obviously that's what they did to us. So when he talk about listening, it's more about listening to, when he's giving us those golden nuggets like, hey, listen, we haven't played in a while. This team's gonna do this to you. And then he told us about Maryland Eastern Shore. They're not gonna quit. They're gonna keep coming at you. Y'all gotta stay together. So listening to that does definitely help. And I felt like if we would have listened yesterday, most likely would have won.
Well, I was about to say was yesterday an eye opener for you?
Didn't listen. I'll open it, yes, but we just talked about the listening thing. We didn't listen to him. Like Graf said, we thought it was gonna be, we honestly thought he was gonna run through the MEAC. We thought we basically had it in the bag. But like Coach tell us, you have to go out and play. You can't think that way. So like he said, it's 13 dogs chasing one bone, and every night it's gonna be a dog fight, and we have to take it that way. So we're gonna reiterate the listening part more, to everybody in practice and even during games.
You probably don't realize it. I know Cal said you guys say a lot of quotes. Y'all repeat a lot of Moten's quotes, so I guess it's sinking in when you guys realize it.
It does. It really does sink in. I'm not, ignorant to the fact that it sinks in, but it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's just, it sinks in. It really does. It does.
Okay, y'all have first couple conference games. How you feel about the team going into the rest of the conference games?
Same as I felt before we started the season. I feel confident. Nothing has changed. These guys, we've been at it for a couple of months now. We've lost games, we won games, and I feel very confident. And nothing has changed, even with the loss and the win today. Nothing has changed. I feel confident. Feel confident going on the road Saturday, Monday, Norfolk, Hampton. Two tough opponents, two top-tier teams in our league in the past couple of years. So I feel really confident. I feel like this is the best team I've been on in college, and just looking forward to it, to finishing out with these guys. See where we can make it in March.
So what can you take from this game that you go to the next game? Did you feel like y'all did well? Did y'all do that? Y'all be okay?
What I could take from this game, most important thing I take from this game is probably listening. We listened to him for 40 minutes, and for 40 minutes we won, basically. You know, so I feel like if we listen to him going in on the road and his scouting, his golden nuggets, as I call them, his golden nuggets for the games in Norfolk, because he's gonna throw some at us and what we have to do. You know, they're probably a physical team, so we're gonna have to be more physical. So if we listen, then good things is gonna happen for the rest of the season for us.
Okay. Looking at your stat line, you came close to a triple-double. Were you thinking about that during the game? Or?
No, I never think about that. Like I told like I said before, that I guess that's just kind of, you know, my gift that God gave me, the ability to score, rebound at my height, and really the ability to pass the ball. You know, so I mean, looking at the numbers, I mean, what really surprised me was Juan had 9 rebounds. I was saying, he's out there, boy. I was like, let's go. That's nice coming from grabs. So it was like, I mean, I looked at my stats, but that one popped out when that was my first statement in the locker room. I was like, Juan, you got 9 rebounds. That's what's up. So, but yeah, the triple double thing. I mean, that's just. I guess that's just my game.
So during the game, you ain't thinking about after the game, you're like, man, I should have got one.
No. It's never like I don't, you know, as long as we won, I don't actually complain. I mean, I'm never complaining about my stats. But one thing I do see is that I have to, shot selection. My shot selection does have to change, and I have to shoot the ball better. I haven't really, these last couple of games, I haven't really been shooting the ball, but that just comes with getting in the gym, extra shots and things like that. So, but other than that, the rest of my stats, like I don't really, and turnovers. This is another thing I focus on. I'm trying to keep my turnovers down now. So, but other than that, the rest of the stats, like points and stuff, I don't worry about that. You know, I just try to do what my team need to win.
But you like playing on the road? Some people embrace that. You seem like you seem like type of guy who embrace it.
Yeah, I do. I like it. I like it because, you know, you got the fans. You can, in MEAC gyms, you can hear the fans because, you know, we're not playing in like ACC arenas where, you know, it's spread out. We're playing in little gyms they're right on top of you. So then you hear the stuff they're saying, and I mean, we all human. We have 2 ears. We can hear that stuff no matter what you want to say. You can hear that. So I laugh at it, and you know, when we're scoring and we up 20 and 30, and it's just funny to look at their faces and see, you know, they down on their team or they still trying to come at us, and I like it. I like the little rivalries we have with these schools.
What's the craziest thing that I could print that you heard on the road directed towards you or any of your teammates?
The craziest thing I've heard
that we can print. That's the key part of
it. The craziest things I've heard this year, I can't remember. It was during the Missouri game. It was that crowd up there. He was saying it was pregame too. It wasn't even during the game. It was directed honestly at our trainer, Colin. I'm trying to remember what the guy said to him. He told him something. I forgot. I never really remember like things that they say, but I know it's a lot of talking going on during the games, and I know from playing in. I haven't played at Hampton or at Norfolk here, but my freshman year when I was at Compton, I played at those arenas, and I know that those crowds are pretty, you know, they're pretty tough. They come out, they find stuff about you, and they use that against you. So.
If somebody ever said anything like you thought, like, man, I should try that. Like, let's say shoot the ball, or you might shoot it.
Nah, I don't think I've ever did. Nah.
Is it the fact that when you're on the road, you have to be more of a team, you have to be more together? You guys, it brings you a little bit closer.
Yeah, because it's just us.
Yeah.
And probably the little bit of fans that come or that's from that area. But other than that support, it's really just us in that locker room, man. I feel like we really embraced that. So and it shows with our away record. So I feel like I don't know, it's weird, but I feel like we're kind of better on the road.
Like being the villain. The bad
Yeah, the bad guy. Yeah, that's cool.
What's up? What's up?